again to PSGL Season 28 F8. Round 7 here at Canada. I am Bryn. I'll be joined by Jake hopefully soon, having some slight PS issues. But we'll get into this. Ryan is going to be the first driver to set a lap time in this qualifying session around Canada tonight. As I am just going to try and sort out some issues that are going on right now. Slight bit of kerfuffle what's going on because of issues, but hopefully nothing too major. Jake should be here soon. One viewer already on stream. Hello and welcome. Just need to get my facts up. But Ryan, very clean sector 1 so far from the Haas driver. Coming around now into sector 2. Down the second of the 3 straights. Around this great track. I'm just trying to get my facts up so I can run you some information. But obviously some things happened. And yeah, this is a bit last moment, me streaming. But Jake will be here soon, as I keep saying. Ryan, though, still having a very good lap, of course. Green, purple, because he is the first driver to set a lap time. But anyway, we'll get my track information up. What's this? Go away. Here we go. Track database. So we are here at Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve, Montreal in Canada. It is a 4.361 kilometre circuit with 14 corners. It is a clockwise circuit, as Ryan did invalidate their run. But who will be the next driver to come to the line? I think it will be the Red Bull of Ecos Matt's going to be the first driver to set a time. No, he's not. And Jake is now here. Hello, Jake. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
There we go. That's much, much better.
Yeah, I can apologise about that on PlayStation, having other ideas than a nice chilled Sunday evening watching racing.
Yeah, certainly it wanted to go for more of a Sunday drive, but look at this. Carbro's already within 8.0, Sumba 8.6, and 3 Gloves a 9.1. Obviously, I also had an issue a minute ago where the stream started and then immediately stopped after I had said the intro. So I had to restart it and say the intro all over again.
It's going all according to plan. I'll be in the lobby shortly and I'll be able to see what's going on.
Yep, do you need another invite? Just checking.
No, I've got a couple from Game Freak, I'm alright.
Just checking, no problem. But we'll certainly get into this. Not got the best of grid turnouts, I've already mentioned, but hopefully it can actually provide some good racing.
Yeah, Canada's one of those tracks really where it can on occasion be an absolute thriller, and yeah, I mean sometimes races with 12 or 13 people are more exciting than races with 20. It's just the way it is sometimes, so you never really know what to expect.
Certainly, I'm just going to note Matt has gone in with a 8.9 and Game Freaker with a 19.7 and TVZen with an 11.7. Yeah, I don't think they're proper times.
I'd hope not. That's for sure. I mean, this is one of those tracks where invalidations and penalties are going to be so important. So I think just getting a clean lap on the board is going to be key here, because you'll see a lot of invalidated laps, I suspect.
Certainly. Last time I saw a grid like this takes me back, personally for me, to F6 back in Season 26. I remember the grids were small towards the end, but it was some spritey races, so maybe, hopefully that can maybe remind me of F6 and give some proper hardcore going hammer and tongue racing. Jonas with a 8.4.
Yeah, and now in the lobby, so I can see everything that's going on, and I just saw Jonas do that lap, so not too bad indeed. And the one driver I'm noticing at the moment who's on a lap is Ugi Azim. Cam has also just started one.
Yep, I'll go on board with Ugi as they're later on in the lap. We can always switch on board with Cam after. But it's certainly looking to be a clean lap, hopefully, for Ugi in the McLaren. Of course, we've got quite a few drivers in different teams, and there's some teams like that out there have got only one driver. The likes of Alfa Romeo and Haas. Oh no, Alfa Romeo's got 2 drivers. That's me just being colourblind. Okay.
Nah, that's alright. Good luck for Mugi. We're up to 3rd and got a yellow flag in sectors 2 and 3. Not sure what that's all about. Cam is still on his lap and he hasn't invalidated yet. And he's in the final sector and he may pick up a cheeky little toe off Max as well.
Certainly. Typical, we've got a Max in a Red Bull. There's something correlating very well there, but coming through the final corner without being it's an invalidation.
It's one of the things you don't like about this track in a sense is that you feel like you can be doing the lap of your life, and then you get to that final chicane, and it just invalidates, and you just there's nothing more frustrating than invalidating at the final corner.
Certainly, I will say is that my main issue with this track is that the final corner, you can really cut that first curb, but as soon as you touch the second curb slightly, invalid. It's just ridiculous, this game.
And it's such a tight chicane, you know, especially now the cars have been widened. The sort of margin for error is a lot less, so you literally are playing with fire, but you have to commit, otherwise if you go in there worrying about cutting the corner, you lose about 2-3 attempts, so you've got to commit to it, but that of course runs its own risks.
It really does. I mean, like I say, this track was designed when F1 cars were quite short, quite narrow. They were tiny in a sense compared to the modern ones. As I'm just checking, is the stream still live? Because okay, no, it is live. That's just thingy.
Yeah, I've got it up. We're good.
Yeah, I was just checking because mine had all of a sudden gone like miles behind, started replaying, but who knows. PSN, we've got to love it. We've got to love PlayStations tonight. But a 7.8 from Carmbros. Are we seeing Carmbros, aka, as I know we don't qualify on Saturdays, but still, we've got a bit of a Mr. Saturday here.
Well, he's still adjusting into league racing. Obviously now he's firmly into his first season, but I think the pace has always been there. It's just about converting it over a race distance. But the more races he does, in theory, the better he should get of that. And the pace is definitely, there's no question of a doubt about it. The pace is in the car and in him himself. So, yeah, 107.8 is very impressive. I'm surprised Ryan didn't invalidate there. It's what you said about that first curb at the final chicane being quite forgiving as Ryan goes into second with his first effort. And it's worth pointing out, I don't know if you have already, but second and third for Ryan and Super Guy and L, the top two in the championship, but in reverse to what they are in the championship at the moment.
Certainly, as I think I keep having issues. I don't know what's going on, but I keep disconnecting from the stream and the internet. So, oh, come on. This is not going good at all for this. Sumber is on a lap right now, coming round to end the middle sector. I'm just really wary, like, now what's going on.
Yeah, you're still live. That's all I can tell you at the moment. So
yeah,
for now at least we're still good.
At least I can still hear. That's the thing, is as soon as I stop hearing you, like sometimes when you pause now, I'm gonna feel quite like, oh god, is it stopped? Has it stopped? So maybe you should talk a little more. Oh, some bot invalidated there.
Yeah, I saw that there. And through the first curve of the final chicane as well, which is the more forgiving one, but he was definitely too ambitious there, and unsurprisingly invalidated. Just wondering, got Powdy on a lap at the moment, but I wouldn't say his second sector time's that competitive really compared to what we've seen from the top guys, and he clearly agrees because he's come straight into the pits.
Certainly, I'm just still kind of worried what's going on because, don't worry, we'll carry on with the stream, we'll carry on and see what happens with Super Guy and L, because of course, on a very good lap right now, which I'm also on board with, coming through the final corner, comes straight in the pit lane. Wow, you got my hopes up. Seriously, thanks for getting my hopes up once again.
I wanted to save you by telling you TV7 was on a personal best as Jonas moves up to fourth, but he then also backed off his lap as well, so you know, I just don't know anymore. Mats is on a personal best lap. It's only a couple of attempts up though, so he's going to need to find a bit more through his far sector if he really wants to get in among the leading group of cars.
Certainly, I know Mats has gone to the extra edge tonight, as he's actually basically done the whole thing already, but on Grand Prix. So I expect something maybe to come out of his hat and show that he can do quite well, but at this case, you don't know, maybe more practice is not good. Only P8 for the Red Bull driver.
It's strange saying it, but sometimes you can over-practice. I know it sounds absolutely crazy, but I think sometimes you do need that little bit of, I don't know, just instinctiveness to your driving. If you try and overdo it in practice, you kind of lose that in a sense, and Matt's only P9 at the moment because Cam has just gone up to 5th.
Yep, that was a good lap from Cam, I'd say, in the Ferrari. I'd say I definitely think it's got room to improve because knowing Cam, he can always find something and manage to improve. Ugazim on a lap time right now. I'm just trying to see who else later on in the lap. There's Game Freaker, current session host, and I know, is he a PSGL F8 admin? I don't know. But we'll come round the hairpin now onto the second of the 3 straights on this lap. Dearest now enabled in the Alfa Romeo, looking very clean so far, I would say.
Yeah, Game Freaker usually quite a smooth driver, so not too surprising there. How's he get on through the final chicane? Looks pretty nice. Took a fair amount of curb. What's this going to do for him? It's P7, not too bad. It's Cam who is the aforementioned F8 admin, but yeah, Game Freaker, I believe, has been a former admin, so yeah, definitely used to that sort of pressure. Max does his first lap, but it doesn't actually move him up any places. It's a 108.7, which is still in 12th.
It's not the best of time, but look at this. The whole grid separated by 9/10 of a second. I mean, wait for Powdy to set a lap time, and we'll see how much the whole grid's separated by. I mean, 9/10 of a second at the end of the day is going to be immense to think about it, because it's going to be, maybe, as I did predict, a close race.
Yeah, and absolutely. And if penalties are as key of a part to this race as I feel like they might be, even if you're not one of the quickest, with only 13 drivers tonight, you've got the opportunity to pick up some pretty decent points if you just keep it clean and penalty free. I do wonder though if we're about to see a change for provisional pole position, because Ryan is on a good lap coming up to the final chicane and invalidates. And there we go, there's my first commentary curse of the evening, the first of many, I would assume.
Yep, maybe mention a certain somebody's name and it'll get even more worse. If it'll get, right, hold on, I'm trying to think of a way to describe it. Oh, I'm not even going to try and describe it, you know. My English has gone out of the window.
Bad news for you, Powdy's not going to do a lap on this occasion. He's coming back into the pits, so he will not be putting himself on that list of drivers for now. He's still down in 13th with no lap time to his name. And with Ryan, I'm guessing on an in-lap, unless he's gone for another. No, he's on an in-lap. We've only really got Cam out there, and he's on an out-lap. So quite a quiet track with 3.5 minutes to go.
Certainly is. It's only, like you say, Cam's going to be the next one. I think this is his last run. It's got to be, because he can't get back in by now. But I'm just, at this point, questioning whether Cam's going to get a good lap on them tyres, because look at the way he just ragged it through there. I don't think you want to be doing that on your out lap, mate. Unless he's rushing to get back into pit lane, maybe.
That might be it, you know. He might have looked at the clock and thought, I might have mistimed this last run slightly, so he's trying to make up for that, but that means his tyres won't be in the optimum state. And I do also wonder if a few drivers are going to come out for their out lap just as he's starting his flying lap.
Certainly. I mean, I can see there's a Mercedes of TB Sen going quite slow. Oh no, he's sped up now. But I think TB Sen could get slightly in the way, but starting the lap time now, we'll go on board with the Ferrari driver heading through turn 2 now. A very tricky traction zone, to say the least. James W13 drivers, yeah, it's not the best of turnouts, but it's a turnout at least. But coming around to end sector 1, how far is Cam up? He's a 10th down.
Yeah, I don't think he got the best of runs onto his lap, you know. He was a bit timid through the chicane, more timid through the chicane than he'd been in the rest of his out lap, if I'm being completely honest. I wonder here, if he's still down at second sector, if he'll just abort it and try and go into the pits and quickly change tyres.
He won't have enough time, that's my feeling. He is up though.
Yeah, he's found some time going to the hairpin, and to be fair, it's not much, but he only needs to find less than half a tenth to jump up above his teammate into third, so he doesn't need to find that much time here to move up a few places. Up to the final chicane he goes then. This
very brave that time.
Yeah, fair play. It was all or nothing for Cam. What does it do for him? It moves him up to second. That was a blinding final sector. Found 2 tenths, had bravery through the final chicane. definitely paid off. And what on earth is this I'm seeing in front of him now?
Are we having a bit of a Spain 2021 qualifying?
Lando Norris got dreaded flashbacks from that, and this is not going to be good for the Calm Bros, who's just started his lap and might come across all this traffic. TB Sen on a lap as well. Yeah, so I think Max is the furthest one along, and he does need to find some more time because he's currently the slowest of the guys that has done a lap.
See how far Max is up in Sector 2. Ryan does retire from the session, so will not get another run and get a bit of a slipstream off TB Sen. 2/10 up in the Red Bull. Could we see him jump his teammate? I don't think Max would be happy with that, to say the least.
I mean, he wouldn't be the first Red Bull driver to lose to his teammate called Max. Let's put it that way.
Oh, I mean, I remember back to F7 last season. Of course, being first-hand teammates with him, he always demanded that he took Max's seat. There you go, Phase Max with an 8.2 for the 10th improvement. Not bad at all.
No, definitely not. What's the Calm Bros doing? He's invalidated. But he might be going for another lap. Cam is done for the session, of course. He kind of mistimed his run. Really wouldn't have got it in at the death.
Powdy got blocked on his final run by Sunbert. Sunbert was in the way.
The guy to keep an eye on, I think, is Super Guy L, because he gained a 10.5 in Sector 1 alone. What's he doing for the middle sector? 2/10 up. Yeah, this could potentially take provisional pole away from the Calm Bros. 3 gloves of sessions done.
Make it Ferrari 1-3. Ugi Azim now retiring.
We haven't got many drivers then looking to improve as the checkered flag's out. Super Guy L through the far chicane. That looks really, really good, I have to say.
Was
is
beautiful.
It going to be enough to take pole position? Yes, it is. By a tenth of a second. But watch out, the Calm Bros is marginally up through Sector 2 himself.
If he could send it in this final chicane, this could be it all for him.
It really could. We saw how well Super Guy L did it through the far chicane. Not using as much of a road, the Calm Bros, it has to be said. But is it going to be enough? Oh, it isn't! 12 thousandths of a second. And that's not going to be enough. Mats jumps above his teammate right to the death. And I think that's it. TB Sen also improved right at the end. Moved up to 5th. And I think that will be gutting for the Calm Bros to be so close to pole position there. But fair play. A championship leader, Super Guy L, takes it. But he's going to have a tough race if it's as close as that.
It's going to be amazing. Like I say, 9/10 in the whole grid. But Super Guy now does end up on pole by 12 thousandths from the Calm Bros in P2. New Zealand Cam in P3, a 10th behind his teammate with Ryan, 2/10 behind Super Guy now in P4. TB Sen P5, P6 is TNR, Tionis, as I can get my words out, that is. P7 is Ugi Azim, P8 is Ecos Mats, P9 is FaZe Max. We've got Game Freaker in P10, and the 3 drivers that get to have a free choice of tyres are 3 Gloves, Sunbert and Powdy. So that's going to be interesting, them 3 choosing whatever tyres they want.
Yeah, I can't remember trying to say Sunbert's name.
Oh yeah, we were all like, Sunbert. We would...
Words need vowels, it's not natural.
We need a vowel.
But if it helps clear it up, he has said to me that we can just call him Sam if we want. So.
I didn't see that ages ago.
Yeah, so he's simplified it a little bit. It's still overcast for the race. I don't know if you've had any information about the weather for the race or anything. So
we just have to sit and just see if anybody pops in the chat like, oh, wet waste later on. But it could rain later on, but yet again, that's like everybody saying it was going to rain in Spain. It never did.
Yeah, could have done with it as well, to be fair.
The most boring race to see. Well, no, actually, Portimao was more boring.
We got spoiled in the first 2 races. I think that was a problem.
Yeah, we got spoiled with some good, nice races, and well, maybe they could treat us and actually give us some good action here in F8 to make up for it.
I don't see why not. I think we're going to have a really close battle out front. Ryan He's already 12 points behind Super Guy NL. He's starting 3 places back from him. This is a big opportunity for Super Guy NL to pull a big lead in the championship potentially. So he'll be looking to do that, and I don't know, there's only 3 races to go after this, so we are getting to that crucial point in the championship now. 3rd place in the championship is Volker, and he's not here this evening, so you get the feeling it's coming down to between Super Guy and Ryan, and this race could be pivotal to how it goes.
Really could be. Ryan needs to make some good positions in the race if he wants to keep this alive. I mean, otherwise Super Guy NL's just going to be like, la-di-da-di-da, waltzing away with him.
Probably not a huge surprise, but the 3 drivers outside the top 10 have all elected to start on the medium tyres. So we just see how they get on with that, and it's not too bad for them. And we know, particularly the likes of Free Gloves has had a pretty decent season. So he's could be one to look out for. Powdy as well is usually quite consistent. So I'm interested to see how those medium runners get on, and yeah, there's a few drivers here who'll be maybe not had the best season, might be sniffing out a good result today.
Certainly. I mean, I've just looked in the stream chat, and the one, the only creator of TAS has said disrespect to have low attendance, and I can agree with that.
Contact between Jonas and Ugi Azim, that's not going to help their tyre temperatures one bit at the start of the race. Thankfully for them, it's not the longest run down to turn 1.
No, but okay, I'll talk about it. Once before here at Canada, it's very common that somebody's going to send it up the turn 1, ram into people and spin out. And I don't want to tell you where I got that information from, but
I get the feeling that I can guess.
Okay, I've done it. I broke too late, rammed into people and spun out.
Yeah, no one repeats Bryn's trick and you should be alright.
Repeat it! I'm joking. It's a joke. Here we go. The lights are going to come up any second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights now. They're all illuminated, and it's going to be lights out, and away we go. That was a very long hold there, and it made me stutter a bit, but it's a very good start from Super Guy NL. But we'll look back down the grid. We've got a rubbish camera angle. There we go. We can see drivers side by side. That is Ugi Azim round at turn 1. Maybe he tried my trick. But anyway, look at this racing point of Jonas right over the back of TB10, Game Freaker and Max going at it. Max has to back out of it, but now Game Freaker's going to be going after Ecos Mats. Now the timing glitch, typically going to try and sort itself out. Here we go, Sunbert's going up the inside of Max. Oh, that's almost a spin from Sunbert, but the medium tyres seem to be pretty grippy. Max's tyres were actually 2-lap hold on, have you know.
Yeah, and what a super start from Cam, making it a Ferrari 1-2 straight off the back. So exactly what Ferrari would have wanted off the start. Carborough's down to 3rd. Matt's making a pretty solid getaway up to 7th. But yeah, we talked about it. You know, Ugi Azim having to sit on the grid on those cold tyres, and maybe that's what caught him out going into the first corner.
Didn't expect cold brakes, cold tyres, just slammed on the brake and it just wasn't there. But TV7 is quite close behind Ryan. I'm just trying to find the closest sort of battle on track right now. It seems to be the closest is Sunbert on the back of Max. Maybe Max not having the best of starts because, of course, used tyres are not personally the best. Super Guy NL with the 116.4, but of course his used tyres, I'm not talking about because they're used, because the whole top 10s are used, but sorry, top 9 are used, but his are actually 2-lap old in qualifying, so
yeah, that's such a crucial thing, really. Having that extra lap, that extra heat cycle put through with tyres is going to be absolutely pivotal for him, and he'll need to potentially maybe pit stop just that lap or 2 earlier just to combat that. But that may work in his favour. The undercut here can be quite powerful, but it looks at the moment like the Ferraris are pretty comfortable out front, with the Carboroughs just behind, and Ryan will not like the sight of us 2 Ferraris pulling away up ahead.
Certainly, Ryan needs to get with them. He needs to be pulling away with them, if anything, because at this point in time, Ryan's not going to have much say in the championship. Ryan saved a lot of ERS off the start, same with the 2 Ferraris, but Carboroughs is used a lot. But just going to go down the grid. Look at this, Phase Max and Sunbert going side by side down towards the wall of champions. Who's going to have it? Sunbert's still there. Max holds it, cuts the corner and drops position. Cam with the fastest lap as well off of his teammate.
One good thing for Ugi Azim is it looks like he didn't pick up any damage from that off on the start, so he's still kind of there at the back of the group, so he's not lost out too much. But yeah, we're talking about the lack of league racing experience that Carnbros has. This is obviously his first season in terms of league racing, and that's maybe where using up so much of his ERS has happened, as he has a massive oversteer moment through turns 6 and 7. It's one of those really, like you wouldn't. Most drivers who've got the league racing experience wouldn't drain their ERS like that, and the worst thing for him is he's used up a lot of his ERS, but he hasn't gone anywhere with it. He's actually lost a place.
He has, but I mean, look at this. The timing between the two positions, of course. I mean, Carnbros, like you say, he's used a lot, but he's dropped positions, and at this rate, he's not going to be able to keep up with Cam, because Cam's got a lot more ERS, and when he deploys it, he's going to be able to deploy more. Ryan behind as well has got the most ERS. TB Sen's using quite a lot to get in front of TNR Chionis, or was that, I think, trying to defend off Game Freaker first time penalty of the session.
Oh, here comes Jonis. Jonis around the outside of turns 1 and 2, but TB Sen breaks late and covers the line pretty nicely. TB Sen's got to be slightly careful here, because if it looks like there is a gap emerging in the field, it's potentially him that's going to be vulnerable. Cam and Ryan, both with penalties already. This is going to be a common theme throughout the race. If you can avoid picking up too many penalties, you're on course for a great result here. And if you do get a lot of penalties, a late safety car is going to kill your race.
Certainly, I mean, the likes of... Oh, let me try and think of an example. Okay, this can be hard. But say Cam, for example, got 15 seconds worth of penalties, and he was sat in P2, late safety car. For example, he could drop him down to last position, even if it's like early on. The grid won't be separated by him that much, because look at this right now. From the leader, the whole grid is separated by 7 seconds, or realistically 6 seconds.
That's it. It's so close. Like any penalties, any penalty difference that they have is going to make so much difference. So you've got to be careful. And picking up a penalty as early as lap 4 is not ideal for your race, because that puts you on the back foot straight away, and maybe makes you a bit hesitant before turning into some corners. And the one thing you need around Montreal is commitment. And if you're a bit nervous before turning in, you're going to find yourself starting to lose crucial tenths of a second a lap.
So, I mean, like, I know what you mean. The midsection is very tight with the way the walls are, literally, on the exit of the corner. Wall. It's very punishing in this factor. Like I say, you either turn in too early and lose too much time, or turn in too late and get a bad exit and maybe hit the wall. You got to get it so perfect. And Ryan, Cam, and Game Freaker are obviously either turned in too late or allowing the car to run wide, which is not what you want.
No, not at all. And to me, it looks like Ryan wants to get past the Carnbros. He's been all over the back of him for a while now. And yeah, and you can see TB Sen is not got the DRS to Ryan in front, and that's made him vulnerable to Jonis, who's going to go around the outside into the car. No, he's not, because he's gone straight in the pits.
That was very decisive. It made it really
look how
awkward.
Vulnerable. That's made TB Sen so vulnerable on the exit, and Matt's trying to take advantage, looking for a move around the first 2 turns, but we've seen already TB Sen's very good at defensively positioning his car for those first 2 corners.
He really is, but that has allowed Ryan to pull away, and, well, TB Sen has definitely got no hope of having DRS now. 2 Ferraris out ahead, very well to say the least. They've managed to control this race perfectly for 6 laps out of the 35 so far.
Oh,
bravo.
Game Freaker had a very poor exit there. Game Freaker had a poor exit, and Sam, as I'm going to call him, has taken the place. And TB Sen's lost out to Mats as well.
That is just interesting. Mats and Sam both getting past drivers in the same area track. Look at this, TB Sen. Oh, nice Daniel Ricciardo move. Nice Danny Ricciardo style. But look at that, Matt's got some much better exit. I will say he is quite venturous with the wild line.
Oh,
but
what
now
on
look,
earth's happening here?
Three wide. Oh.
Yeah, and it looks like Sam is going to get the better higher ground of all of them, and Sam takes over 5th place. And I tell you what, he's started to come alive on those medium tyres, but he's going to maybe have to defend going down to turn 1. No, he keeps the place. Sam is cutting his way through the field nicely at the moment. on those medium tyres, and he could be one to look out for as this race goes on. But you can see the effect of that battle in already. The top four have got a handsome lead now over the rest behind them.
Yeah, they've managed to stay together, and actually, if you think about it, they're probably working with each other to get away. But I mean, Super Guy now is deploying a bit of ERS, but Ryan, just going into the final the first corner of Sector 2 then, he's on 100% battery.
Wow, that's quite incredible. Ryan doing a super job.
Here we go.
You've got
Mats
so
again.
many of the drivers did a great job for ERS, and Mats and TV Sen continue to battle. Mats will have a position, but for how long? Who's going to have the DRS flap open when they go across this line now?
Mats.
It is Mats, so that is crucial. And that could help him keep hold of that place. It does indeed. Super Guy and L and the Khan Bros are into the pits from the leading group.
So Ryan and Cam are going to have to go for the overcut. But I will say, TB Sen, he's kind of unlucky because Mats is going to get DRS down the both straights, because if you get DRS for the first straight, you've definitely got DRS for the second straight. And I learn it's not a fun thing, to be honest, with the fastest lap of this race on the... It's that, yeah, fresh medium tyres, but...
Well, and I tell you what, Jonas has worked this, so this undercut is super effective because Jonas is now in front of Super Guy and L.
That was a great spot. Yes, Ugi Azim has also jumped a driver. The Khan Bros, he's jumped his teammate.
He's jumped to several drivers. Ugi was down at the back, so just by pitting a few laps earlier, it's really paid dividends for these guys. So Ugi now in front of his teammate. Jonas now provisionally in the lead of a race. And surely Cam and Ryan are going to have to come in this lap. They can't afford to stay out much longer because it's clear the new tyres are giving the drivers a significant advantage.
It really is. We'll see Cam come in this pit lane. Yes, we will. We'll also see Ryan. He's not. He's staying out.
He looked like he was going to go then. Is it a case of he doesn't want to do what Cam... He was like thinking, I'll do the opposite to Cam.
Yeah, or do whatever he doesn't do.
Yeah, because he was looking quite nervy about where he wanted to go, and then he saw Cam pit, and he was like, right, I'm turning into the corner then. So, yeah, but I'm not sure that's going to work out for him, in all honesty. Where's Cam going to rejoin?
He's going to join behind... He's going to join right behind his teammate.
That's worked out nicely for Cam. And good news for the Khan Bros is he's right behind Ugi. I wonder if there'll be any team orders here at McLaren, because... in theory, the Khan Bros should be quicker, but just don't know, I suppose, at this stage of a race. But yeah, not too bad for Cam. But
all I'm going to say is we've got... Sorry, go on.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
No, go on, sorry.
Well, I've forgotten now.
Oh, sorry. Just us British be like... Oh, sorry, go on. Game Freaker with 6 seconds now, but I'm just going to say, 2 Red Bulls on the same part of the track. We remember last time this happened. Oh, no. Oh no, Mats isn't gonna... They're gonna battle like heck, I bet.
TB Sen still out on the softs, and he's just been comfortably overtaken by Powdy. What's Ryan doing? Ryan stayed out again.
Interesting.
So,
is he gonna do soft hard? Go one
just
stop?
About to... I was gonna say, 2 stops seems to be the way a lot of these drivers are going here, so I wonder, is Ryan just thinking about the 1-stop strategy? That's a good point, and I think that could be a possibility, but I don't know. Is the 1-stop going to be that good of an idea around here? Because we know the pit lane loss isn't too bad around here, 16 seconds. So I'm not too sure if it's going to work for him, but it'd be interesting to see a different strategy and how that played out. He'd have to do some defending at the end, I suspect.
Some. That's a bit of a...
I'm trying to not give him nightmares about later on in the race.
More like you're trying not to do the commentator's curse.
Yeah, that too. I've tried to. I've already done 1 in qualifying, and it was. I think it was it for Ryan. I can't remember
yes.
now. I don't know. I've already jinxed somebody in qualifying, so I don't want to do that again. But there has been a change in position, as I thought there might be between the 2 McLarens. The Khan Bros is past Ugi and already comfortably pulling away. So I don't know if it was choreographed, but a sensible change of position from the McLarens, because I think the Khan Bros does have more pace as TB Sen hits.
Onto hards.
He's going to fall. And for hard, so he is clearly thinking of the 1-stop strategy here. And But
Ryan's now 6
Ryan
seconds.
Well, this is a problem. Even if Ryan can hold off guys at the end, if he keeps picking up penalties at this rate, it's not going to matter. He'll lose the positions regardless.
Sam also gets a 3-second time penalty. But just going to look at this now, the Red Bulls, they're still very close. I mean, I definitely think there's some team orders going on right now because they're very chill with each other. They're not going for each other, unlike his last teammate. I don't know whether this is a full-time driver or reserve. I'm about to check that. But if this is a full-time, then they're very well behaved, to say the least.
Well, he is a reserve, but of course it's not. His teammate isn't of course Alex anymore. It is Konski, but Konski is not racing tonight, so this is just a reserve, which is a bit disappointing because Max in a Red Bull just sounds right, you know. But
yes, it does.
Nevertheless, it's interesting strategy. Ryan pits, and here we go then. Some hard tyres about to come into view, I suspect. Mediums. Well, the only thing I can think there is maybe he's going to go soft, medium. Yeah, soft stint at the end of a race. Cam has picked up a penalty as well. That's his second as well. So right now, as it stands, the current race leader is TNR Jonas, but you're starting to see the two Ferraris starting to draw him in. So Super Guy now will want to get that lead back. He probably will be surprised to see Jonas in front of him.
Certainly. I'm just going to quickly comment on Ryan. You crossed the pit lane exit. Oh no!
If it's caught on stream,
it was caught on the stream as well.
I tell you what, though, you just see there how much staying out has cost him. He's behind the two Red Bulls, who have fallen dramatically away from that next group of cars. So that's not worked out at all well for Ryan. And look at TB Sen further down. I've got to be honest, I don't think that strategy call was too clever. But for Ryan especially, because I assumed if he was staying out that long, he was going to go for hards, and he didn't. So, yeah, I'm a little bit puzzled by that one, personally.
Certainly, TNR Jonas is going to go up the inside of Powdy. Oh, they go for the battle now, but look at this, Jonas round the outside of Powdy. That was beautiful. That was choreographed absolutely amazingly. But now, look, Super Guy now is stuck behind, but he's also got his teammate to contest with quite a bit more ERS.
Yeah, I do wonder how Cam's going to approach that battle, to be honest.
Oh, tapping the rear! Here,
yeah, Powdy's not got a lot of pace at this stage of proceedings. You can see he's even fallen away from the other medium runners in front of him. So, Powdy at the moment just struggling for a little bit of pace, and the Ferraris will want to get by him as soon as possible, because they can already see the effect it's having. Jonas has already pulled out a second and a half up the road. And here he goes then, down in the inside into the hairpin. Cam.
Oh, he's being rammed out the way by... That's the Carmbros.
Yeah, the Carmbros. I saw that. I was on board with Cam and I saw the contact. So Carmbros sensed an opportunity there, which I don't know if it was actually on. Oh, this could get absolutely messy.
This is getting dirty. This is getting dirty.
Oh, and Super Guy L's going to go first, Cam, and then the Carmbros, and Powdy thinks, do you know what, I'm going to pit. I don't want to be a part of this.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm not getting into trouble. You guys can do that.
I don't blame him on that one. I think that's quite a wise move. But yeah, the Carmbros sensing an opportunity there, but I'm not sure if it was actually there or not. Powdy pits onto... Is he coming to the pit box already? Yeah, he's gone to another set of mediums, so he's pretty much nailed in for a two-stop race now, because he will have to stop again.
Certainly. Cam is going to be pushing his teammate now because his teammate doesn't have DRS. This is going to make things a lot more complicated for him.
No, definitely. I think, and you can see Jonas has been able to extend that margin again. He's got his teammate in front of him, but I don't think that'll be too much of a concern at the moment. Anyway, the 3-second gap that they've got. Cam looks like he wants to get past his teammate here, I have to say. And they've got similar ERS deployment levels, so this could be an opportunity.
Here we go, Cam's going for it, he's going for it.
Yeah, he's not worried about Super Guidel's championship bid, he's just going for it, which we love to see, and he takes the place. Is Super Guidel going to fight back though, because Cam had a slightly compromised line through the far corner, but Cam has the DRS, so he can stay in front, and the Carmbros has a great watching brief of this behind as Sam pits, which will be for his only stop because he's going on to hards as well.
That is the one-stop strategy for the Racing Point driver, but Cam is now going to be chasing down after Chionis. Chionis with quite considerably more ERS than both drivers, but could we see these Ferraris battling to the end now, possibly? They could be like, yeah, I don't care. I mean, after last week, Cam wasn't too happy with me, to say the least. He didn't like my comments on stream about him. But it's just, you know, that's the thing with commentators. You should never take everything to heart. Because we say stuff, yeah, we may think it's true, but then also at times we're doing it to add content to stuff. But
yeah, I mean, I think as well, we only get one view of things, and it's one of those things, like, and for me, Cam has shown a lot of pace this season, but there has been some inconsistencies with it as well. So, you know, with any driver, there's always room for improvement, and as well, I mean, just timing, isn't it? Cam gets a penalty, and that is one of the problems that Cam is having in this race.
He's
is
cutting the corners.
9 seconds already. We're not even a half distance yet, so that is a big concern.
I have got something to say. Have we got? Here we go. Have we got Lewis Hamilton in this session? For exceeding track limits so many times, we might as well have Lewis in here.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, surely Jonas would be Lewis Hamilton, you know, winning and all, but...
yeah, winning and all, but when it comes to the way that they race, definitely Cam. We're taking the track limits to a new extent.
The problem for Cam as well is you'll see right behind him in a moment, he's got two drivers, it's Superguy and El Nakambros, who haven't got any penalties yet. So, it's no favours to him whatsoever. And, to be fair, I'm surprised, actually, we've got over half the grid. We've still yet to pick up a penalty. I'd say that's pretty good going, actually, for Canada.
You know what I'm going to say? Oh, gap to leader. Here we go. There you go, Langfell.
And, of course, the second I say that, it comes up with penalties for Ryan and for FaZe Max. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 3. What's that all about? Is that Max?
Yeah, Max and Ryan, I think. Max has got damage, and is that Ryan with damage as well? Let me have a look. Yep, damage to the house.
Oh, no, that's a disaster for Ryan. It must have come to blows. I'm going to guess it was during the final chicane coming onto the straight. I wonder if it went in side by side. It's such a difficult corner to try and go too wide through, and it's clearly not worked out for these guys.
No.
And this is becoming a big blow for Ryan. He'll see Superguy Nels in a super position at the moment. Yet Ryan's got 9 seconds of penalties, and he's going to need to come in for a new wing.
A, I see what you did there. B, that Haas front wing is really taking a plank of wood to a new level. He's driving the 2021 car now. He's got that front wing as basically a plank of wood.
We've got to swap between the Ferraris again. Superguy Nel goes back past Cam.
I think it's because Cam's not catching up to Giannis enough. Then maybe he's letting his teammate do the business. Maybe there have been some team orders there, like, right, I couldn't do anything. It's your turn to try something.
Oh, Ryan has had enough. Ryan is retired from the race. He's clearly very unhappy there. I wonder if he's going to be putting some angry words towards Max on the Discord, because I don't think...
I'll keep it open and I'll have a look.
The reactions, yeah, there might be some of it that is unquotable on stream, but
yeah, if he says something that I can't say, I won't say it.
I get the feeling it's going to be one of those where there's two quite different opinions of what happened, but you can already see that Superguy NL is right behind Jonas, so maybe that Ferrari swap was a pretty good idea after all.
It worked, like you say. Jonas has got more ERS, he's using a bit, but he's using it to good use. He's using it at the right time. And now, they're on similar... Oh no, they're not, because Superguy's used some. Superguy and Cam are on the same, but Jonas has still got more than both of them. But we are halfway through this race. Well, we're past the halfway mark now, but definitely see some drivers pit in again soon. Mainly Jonas, Superguy now, Cam, Bros, Game Freaker, Uki, Mats, 3 Gloves, and Powdy. The other 3 are staying out to the end of the race. So that's Powdy with a 3-second time penalty. But have a look at penalties. Cam with 9 seconds, Game Freaker 6 seconds, 3 seconds for Powdy, Sam, and TB said, and P12 6 is FaZe Max.
And there was a change in position as well between two of the hard runners. Sam got past TB Sen. But one thing I've already picked up on that's going to be a problem as Cam gets his 4th penalty of a race is that Sam is already a pit stop behind the race leaders. So that one stop isn't really working out all too well at the moment, and I don't think it's going to help him get on the podium this evening because you can already see the time he's losing and the time he will lose when these guys come in for their second stops.
Carnbrose is right at the back of Cam now. I think Carnbrose might actually go for a move on Cam into turn 1. He's got the straight on speed. Cam's had a compromised run. Here he go. He's going to go for it down the inside of Cam. Oh, and it's not letting me go to the board with the right car, but here we go. They're going to hold it side by side through turn 1 into turn 2. Carnbrose is kind of forced out wide by Cam there, but he's going to have a better run on the exit, and he's going to have the outside for the next corner, which will become the inside straight away. Well, look at this, but Cam has to back out of it.
I've got to say, fair play to Carnbrose. He kept a move in there. There was a bit of contact. Cam, I think, had to go on the brakes to avoid the wall. It's inevitably you're going to get some sort of contact if you go side by side through there, but the Carnbrose had every right to go for it and pulled it off in the end. So, yeah, fair play to him. And that puts a bit of a thorn in the strategy of Ferrari now because it was all going quite swimmingly when they were together on the road, but now they've got a car in between them. And in Carnbrose, a very fast car as well, as we saw in quali when he got P2.
Can I just say something? I think we may have a wild Max Verstappen here. Okay, the way that Carnbrose did that is very Max Verstappen-esque. Or he was trying to do Sebastian Vettel.
Oh, Jonas is in for his second stop already, so he worked the undercut beautifully in the first stint, and I think he's going to try and do that again. Looking at where he might rejoin, I'm thinking around where Powdy is, so he might be in a little bit of traffic, we shall see. He's on another set of mediums, of course, but it's crucial for him, but he's got some clear air to work with, but I think he's going to rejoin around where the two Alfa Romeos and Mats is in as well for his second stop. There we go, so Jonas rejoins him crucially. That is absolutely crucial. He's just in front of Powdy with a couple of seconds to free gloves, and then he's got just clear air after that, so I think that's worked out quite beautifully for him.
That really has, and he's got that clear air crucially. I mean, Super Guy Nell's going to have to respond pretty soon, but Cam down in P11 now, that is not the way that he wanted it to go, but Matt's P10 right in the back of TB Sen. Of course, these drivers making their final stop, so they're going to have pace advantage on them tyres, but one to look out for is Jonas. Let's look at the leader gap. Jonas is going to come out ahead of Super Guy Nell if he pits this lap. Is Super Guy Nell going to come in? Is he going to stay out? He comes in this lap. Carnbrose stays out for yet another lap. Three gloves, I think, will probably stay out for another lap because them tyres are still in a good condition.
Matt's just got past TB Sen at the hairpin, I believe, and he'll have DRS as a nice reward for that. With how far Cam is behind Jonas, I may have called it wrong when I said that he avoided a wall and damage when Carnbrose went past him, because with that sort of damage, with that sort of time loss, he must have had to change his wing.
Certainly, but now let's have a look at the gap between Jonas and Super Guy Nell. Game Freaker right in the back of Super Guy Nell though, so this is going to be quite crucial. 2.2 seconds between the leader and the net P2 driver. Game Freaker though, come on lad, stir the pot, stir the pot, stir the pot. At this point I'm just begging for something.
Gotta say, that was really important for Super Guy Nell, and it was so close between him and Game Freaker, but you can see the time loss already, but yeah, definitely his impact to Cam. With all the penalties he's got, that's not going to be good for him. And one driver there's a couple of drivers who are quietly bringing themselves into pretty decent positions here. And for me, that's Ugi Azim and Mats. They're both bringing themselves into quite solid positions at the moment, with no penalties at the moment. And I believe as well the Carnbrose did just pick up his first penalty. So, not ideal for him. Is he going to come in the pits at the end of this line? Now he stays out again. I mean, with the fact he has a penalty, that's maybe not a bad tactic. Just go a few laps longer and have some fresher tyres towards the end of a race. He may even try and stretch it out to go on softs.
That would be absolutely great for the Carnbrose because, like you say, I'd say you could take them softs for about 10 laps. So if he takes it for 2 more laps, he could have a huge pace advantage.
I certainly think it's worth doing for his sake. One crucial move that will need to be made here is Jonas, who's right on the back of Free Gloves, who has yet to make his second pit stop. And suspect there'll be a significant pace advantage at this stage of the race between the pair of them. And Jonas will see the gap between him and Super Guy and L decreasing. Of course, Jonas, one of the stars of the Top Sunday tier last season, hasn't really backed it up this season, if I'm being completely honest. He's had some good results, but it won't have been as good as what he'd been hoping. This is a big opportunity for him to get some big points this evening. Is he going to make the move on Free Gloves? I think he is. Yep. Free Gloves, I don't think Free Gloves is that interested in fighting it, in all honesty. And Jonas takes the place. And back up into P2, which will be P1 once the Cambros makes his second stop.
Yep, and that'll be a comfortable lead, to say the least.
As I once again just catch the latter end of another Matt's move as he moves down the inside of Sam through the final chicane to move up to 8th. Of course, Sam has no more stops to make, but you can see he's got no real defence to those behind him on those hard tyres.
No, not at all, because hard tyres have really not got that advantage over mediums, because of course fresh mediums versus hard, old hards, you know what the answer is there, but medium runners looking solid. 3 Gloves and Cambros need to pit soon onto fresh tyres. Cambros probably pit in maybe this or next lap for the soft tyres, but won't be long away, certainly at all.
Some crucial penalties just coming in there. Jonas has just picked up his first of a race, and that could be very important against Super Guy and L, who's about to make the move on Free Gloves, I suspect. Again, Free Gloves. The only problem for Super Guy and L is he's pretty much out of ERS here. Oh, there's contact! There's massive contact between
Super Guy and L is out!
And Super Guy and L is out. Free Gloves went round. Free Gloves has managed to get it into the pit lane. What on earth happened there? I thought that was going to be a simple move. And it's ended up with absolute carnage. You've got a safety car out, which everyone who was behind the pit, or not in the pit lane, has responded to. Wow, I cannot believe what's just happened there. That's absolutely incredible. And I tell you what, that's amazing for the Cambros, who just come in for soft tyres.
Cambros is going to have a huge advantage here, but just now to go in his pit lane, Uki Azim was holding everybody up, going like 5 kilometres, and now into pit lane, basically walking pace, and the whole grid bunched up. Super Guy Nell has left the session, and I am going to keep an eye on the Discord, as he has now come online on Discord, so oh no, I am ready to see his wrath.
Yeah, I couldn't believe I ended in contact. I thought that was going to be quite a simple move, and yeah, I didn't get the best angle of it, to be honest, to really see what happened there. But I'm sure we'll get plenty more angles over the coming hours, I'm sure. That's a really bizarre one for me, and not one I would expect to see. Jonas has got a pit lane speeding penalty.
Oh no!
That's a real chance for him, and that's not going to help him at all. Those 5 seconds, which he won't be serving now.
This is going to play into Oogie and Mats's hands.
Yep, of course, they're on fresh soft tyres. They have no penalties. Free Gloves did have a 5-second penalty for that collision with Super Guy L, but he served it when he pitted.
Certainly. So, still no message from Super Guy L, so I think he's resisting himself right now.
But look at all the penalties certain drivers have got here. So anyone without penalties, like you say, like Oogie Azim, like Mats, like Free Gloves, they've got a super chance here. And I mean, the one good thing I suppose is that only one driver's going to miss out on points here. But nevertheless, you could quite easily here finish first or second, and if you've got loads of penalties, end up about 10th or 11th. It's gonna be heartbreaking for some of these drivers. But what a massive shake-up in the championship battle! Both the leading pair out of a race.
But that's just safety car probably being next lap. I'm gonna put a guess in, but it's gonna be hard to the end. I think for these 3 drivers without penalty, it's just going to be a matter of a fact of do not touch the white line. Just don't go anywhere near it and just be like, take it to the end. As long as Mats, if you look at it, can stay within 8 seconds of Tionis, that's P2. And if you can stay within 3 seconds of the Cambros, that is possibly P2. So he's on for P2 or P3 as long as he finishes where he is with no penalty.
Yeah, big opportunities here. A few of his drivers are really going to be sensing that there is some big points to get here. And I just want to quickly look at the standings actually now, because I want to see, out of everyone who's left, who's actually in not a decent championship position. Free Glove's currently 4th in the championship. He could quite easily score some big points here. TB Sen, he's 5th in the championship, and Jonas in 7th. So you've still got a few drivers that may fancy a late title bid here, if they can get on the top step or even just on the podium at all.
This is just... it's immense now, what's going on.
I mean, for us neutrals, in terms of a championship, it kind of couldn't have gone much better. But obviously, it's a shame for those two that went out the race for different reasons. Obviously, Ryan had the contact with, who was it? It was Max, wasn't it? It was Max who had a contact with, and then of course he retired, and then obviously that crash between Free Gloves and Super Guy and else. But for us neutrals, the championship right now couldn't be looking any more exciting, and these results could really shake things up. But Carnbros now becomes the effective safety car. Hopefully there's no big dramas here. We're going to be getting back underway shortly, and you have to say, Carnbros, that worked out perfectly for them, extending that middle stint and then pitting for softs just as the safety car came out. And can they now utilise that to potentially take the win?
Here we go. Carnbros has restarted this race. Jonas had a very slow restart. Game Freaker now right on the back, going to be using up his ERS. Here we go. Are we going to see him moving to turn 1? Yes, we are. Look at this. Going to go down the inside. A little bit of a frame drop there, but no, Jonas does keep the position there. Very well held. But now Ugi Azim has got Mats right on their tail. Mats has got Sam, and Cam with 12 seconds is just sat behind. But look at this, Ugi Azim is right close to the back of Game Freaker, and also Mats is right close as well. As long as these drivers can finish this race in a good position.
Sam squeezed onto the grass there behind Mats. He was looking for a move, and that might actually leave him vulnerable to Cam. On the soft tyres, Sam looking to gain a position, ends up losing one. Cam up to 6th place. And that battling behind has helped Carnbros get a 1-second lead. He's clear of the DRS zone.
Mats has been punted out the way by Cam. He's done a punt pass technique.
And I think Cam recognised what he did and immediately let him through. But of course, that's now meant he's lost another position to Sam. So it was a risky one, really, giving the place back. But he obviously felt like it's what he had to do. But he's going to try and come back on Sam into the final chicane. And the effect of that final chicane means you don't really have anywhere to go. So Mats keeps that 5th place. Cam gave the place back. You know, fair play. He recognised his error and immediately rectified it.
Certainly. I'm going to say, though, Cam has really taken Mats out I can't say the word now.
Contention?
Contention, thank you. Maybe getting more points than he already is. So that could have cost both of them. No, not Cam. He's going to already lose a lot of positions. But we'll gloss over that.
Yeah, Carnbros. I mean, as it stands at the moment, the Carnbros would be keeping this race win, because he's got over a 3-second gap now to Ugi, who hasn't got a penalty, and Carnbros only has 1. Obviously, Jonas and Game Freaker have 8 and 12 respectively, so the Carnbros is doing what he needs to do right now to take the victory.
He really is. He's doing immensely. There's a little more I can say, but Ugi's aim is out at the time, and I'm just going to have to do something 1 second.
So we'll go with Mats, who's still got Cam right behind him. I was just going to say as well, as the Carnbros briefly did a fastest lap, but Jonas has now pegged that back. I was about to say, before this race tonight, the Carnbros' best result this season was 7th. What an upgrade this would be.
That'll be, like I say, it'll be amazing.
He's got it all in his own hands at the moment. He's just got to keep that gap to Ugi in mind. One thing that Ugi might need to do here is pass Game Freaker, who's just dropping back from the leading pair at this moment in time. And Mats, in turn, is just over a second behind. So gaps have kind of formed throughout the field since the safety car came in. And I tell you what, trying to guess what this result will be once it's all played out will be will take some doing. But at the moment, at least, the Carbros is doing what he needs to do. Well, this is where Oogie could start to claw him in, because he'll have the DRS on Game Freaker, and this could be a really important overtake. He's not close enough yet, though.
Mind you, still got 5 laps, and just try not to get penalty, and you'll be all good, my friend. So,
well, I was going to say, if it, as it stands right now, McLaren are absolutely loving this. It's all looking set up quite nicely for a McLaren 1-2.
It really is, because look, yeah. Oh my god, it is as well.
Yeah, the only one potentially who could do something about it, I would say, is Mats. If he can close up to the back of Oogie Azim, now that he's kind of got Cam not so much as attention behind him. He's still right there, of course, but if he can try and close in. But yeah, McLaren looking good for a 1-2 right now. Then they're currently 9th in the Constructors.
Oh, well, there you go. That's going to help them out amazingly.
Coming into this race, they had 11 points. They're literally going to more than double that in one race.
Clap, clap, clap for that. That is
so there's one team at least that likes Canada.
Yeah, there is. And one that's not had one of its drivers make collision with another driver.
Oh, and here we go. Is Oogie going to go for it? I think he is, yeah.
He's got it.
Game Freaker's got it, and he'll have compromised his exit there. Will he have compromised it to such an extent that Mats can capitalise? No, not quite. But Oogie's got up to 3rd here, and that means he can now try and set about maybe pegging the 4 temps he needs to maybe snatch this win away from his teammate.
Could possibly be. At this point, it really is starting to get to a point of 1-2 McLaren definitely seems going to happen.
And as it stands as well, it looks comfortable for Max to get 3rd in the Red Bull. So as it stands, your top 3 will be Carmbros, Oogie and Mats.
And I know one person will certainly be happy with that.
I wonder who.
Yes, I wonder who, considering they were saying that the actually no, I'm not going to say that on stream because I mean,
he said he was going to win this race, so I mean, I don't know, he's kind of underperformed, really.
I'm glad you said that and not me. Because I was going to say that and I thought, no, I'm not going to go through that backlash, but you said it instead, so you can deal with his wrath. Yeah, there we go,
well,
that's a move done.
Speaking of Mats' wrath, he's just moved past Game Freaker up into 4th. Game Freaker doesn't look like he's particularly enjoying the track at the moment, and pace-wise, he does seem to be just slipping back.
Sam's going for the inside of Cam. Oh, that was close between Sam and Cam then. Sam and Cam. Cam and Sam.
What's happened to Cam? He's dropped back a bit. Because he was
right
up behind. Yeah, he was right up behind. Obviously, he tagged Mats at one stage or another, but he's just really dropped back in recent laps. So yeah, not working out at all well for Cam.
We have finally got a message from Super Guy NL.
I'm gonna guess he's not terribly pleased.
WTF were you doing at 3 gloves?
There'll be a bit of a debrief on that one, I suspect.
Oh, he's typing again. This is just gonna get more and more interesting.
Well, I mean, speaking of 3 gloves, he's another driver who may potentially be in for a good result here. I'm just looking at the split times at the moment. I think 3 gloves, as it stands, would just be 5th behind Jonas. Jonas has got 8 seconds of penalties. Of course, 5 of us was for speeding in the pit lane as Sam moves down the inside of Cam. And yeah, Cam's lack of pace really showing there as he loses another spot to Sam, who's on the medium tyres, let's not forget. So, on the slower tyre as well, and he made that look pretty simple. So Cam, who was fighting up at the lead early on, just isn't enjoying this stint of the race at all.
He certainly isn't. I'm just going to note that Super Guy now has made another comment saying, "You're a pit stop behind," and then ram me. Oh, controversy.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't pass judgment on the incident because although I saw it, it wasn't the greatest of angles. So I'd need to see some.
Yeah, he's complaining. He's saying that, oh, you let Jonas go through, but then you use overtake and defend against me. Maybe it's because Jonas and 3 gloves, they're not, I don't know whether they're friends, but like, Jonas is fighting more than you, and plus it'll be nice to have somebody different maybe win.
I mean, maybe I'm completely wrong here, but I'm pretty convinced that 3 gloves wasn't using overtake. I just think, if I remember rightly, Super Guyanel just drained all of his out.
Yeah, it's
So,
annoying.
but I mean, we'll have to see on the instant. Obviously, we'll see. I'm sure we'll see plenty of angles in the steward's office, and we'll probably get to the bottom of it over the coming days. But nevertheless, we'll get back to the race. Let's see what's happening. I tell you what, out of the blue, really, it's on the final lap of the race, and just look how close it is. Carnbro's 3.1 ahead of Oogie. Oogie could still snatch this victory away from him.
He really could. He needs to find that 0.2 of a second. And if he can do that, that is a victory for Ugi Azim. Or unless Carnbros gets another penalty. If Carnbros to get another one in the final lap, or the final corner, that would be, well, interesting.
I can't remember exactly where, but I've definitely seen that already this season as well. A driver set to win got a penalty on the final corner of a final lap that cost him. So I'm going to keep an eye here on Carnbros, see how his final chicane goes. But look at that, 3.0, 2.9
Here we go, he might get it.
He might get it, but Carnbros right in the final corner.
Perfect.
He just needs to drain the overtake. Oh, this is going to be super close.
This could be close. Come on.
Oogie across the line, does he do
it?
No, he doesn't, by 0.02,
Oh.
24 thousandths of a second. Carnbros hangs on to the win. How close do you want it? That was incredible. Fair play.
Well,
Carnbros gets his first win in PSGL in dramatic circumstances, and Super Guyanel's ears will have just exploded when he saw that driver of the day.
that is immense. I'm sorry, but 24,000. Oh no, I wouldn't want to be in Ugi Azim's point of view there. But Cam has commented on Three Gloves saying that you're at Three Gloves. I expect you're going to get a massive pen. I saw Super's footage, and you literally just killed him. How can you see his footage? You just finished the race.
Well. I mean, unsurprisingly, I suppose one teammate leaping to a defence of another. But Mats in the end, then he gets third. What an incredible finish between the two McLarens. Jonis gets fourth. Those penalties just cost him in the end. Three Gloves is provisionally fifth, although I'm sure the Ferraris will be hoping he doesn't stay there. Sam in sixth, Game Freaker seventh, Cam drops to eighth, Max in ninth, TV Sen in 10th, and Unlucky Powdy, only 11 finishes, but he's the one who misses out on any points. And Jonis gets the fastest lap by 17 thousandths over the Carnbros, so another close fight for fastest lap as well.
I'm sorry, but I cannot get over that 24 thousandths of a second. Ugi Azim is the unluckiest man alive, and Carnbros is the luckiest man alive. Oh, but that was, listen, may have been a small grid, but an absolutely amazing race. And oh god, oh no, we've already got a load of capitals from Matt. Oh,
yeah. I'm not looking. I'm gonna have a Discord. I'm gonna have a 2-hour break from Discord or something like that, I think. But fair play. What an incredible fight between the two McLarens, and maybe not the two drivers coming into this what we would have gone for to be battling for the win, but and it wasn't an on-track battle either. But somehow the penalty situation made it almost just as if not more exciting there.
It was amazing, but we'll see you guys next week. Now that was, yeah, interesting. Small grid, load of action. Maybe that's the way to go. Smaller grids in racing is what you want. Less spread out available. It's all compact. Go, go, go. But anyway, thank you for watching. See you next week. I've been Bryn, and I've been joined by Jake. Thank you for coming back after some slight issues. But we'll see you next week. Goodbye.